Let's get started with our first news. Huge news just dropped about Khamzat's next fight. During the recent ACA event in the USA, Khamzat was spotted cage-side supporting his teammates, Guram Kutateladze, who made a successful post-UFC return with an impressive TKO win, and Abdurrahman Dudayev, whose fight ended in a controversial split-decision victory. Cameras caught Khamzat looking visibly frustrated when the scorecards were announced, clearly unhappy with the outcome. After the event, reporters from Ushatika tried to grab a quick interview with him, but Khamzat refused, continuing his firm stance against that outlet, a feud we've covered before in one of our previous videos. Instead, the media managed to speak with Khamzat's longtime friend, Alanbek Baduev, who ended up revealing some key details about what's next for the undefeated star. Before we roll the clip, here's a bit of context. Ramadan begins in February and ends in March. According to Alanbek, Khamzat was originally planning to fight before Ramadan, hoping to stay active and avoid another long layoff after his August bout with Duplessis. But as Alanbek revealed, things didn't go as planned. Khamzat apparently had his eyes set on returning early, but due to minor health issues and scheduling complications with the promotion, he was forced to push things back. Alanbek mentioned that Khamzat has already resumed light training and is expected to return to full camp mode very soon. He emphasized that Khamzat's next fight date has now been tentatively set for early April, just after Ramadan concludes. This timeline makes perfect sense, as it allows Khamzat to fully recover, prepare properly, and make a strong statement when he steps back into the octagon. Alanbek also hinted that the UFC has a big name lined up for him, though he refused to reveal who it is. He added that Khamzat is extremely motivated and ready to remind everyone why he's one of the most dangerous fighters in the world today. So while fans were hoping to see him back before Ramadan, it looks like the wait will extend a bit longer. But one thing's for sure, when Khamzat returns, it's going to be something special. Move on to another news. The UFC is once again at the center of major controversy, and this time it might be more serious than ever. Reports have emerged that the FBI is now investigating the promotion over an alleged fixed fight. The situation began after Isaac Dulgarin was released by the UFC just hours after his first-round submission loss to Yadir Delva at Saturday's UFC Vegas 1-10 event, Ariel. Helwani reported that the official reason for Dulgarin's release was attributed to that loss, but things quickly took a darker turn. The bout itself raised immediate suspicions after a massive wave of betting activity came in on Dulgarin to lose in the first round, which is exactly what happened. The sudden and unusual betting pattern caught the attention of both sportsbooks and fans, leading many to question if something wasn't quite right. The fight was apparently so questionable that several major sportsbooks, including Caesar Sportsbook, announced that they would refund all bets placed on Dulgarin to win. That's an extremely rare move and instantly fueled speculation of foul play. Online, fans and analysts began tearing into the situation, with UFC veteran Michael Chiesa blasting Dulgarin's performance, calling it amateur and absolute trash. But now, things have escalated much further. According to MMA betting insider Harry Mack, the FBI has officially launched an investigation into the incident. In a tweet that quickly went viral, Harry claimed, "Very important tidbit here. The FBI notified the UFC of the abnormal action and line movement and gave them hours to pull the fight. They chose to continue. And from my perspective, they're now complicit in fixing a fight." Following that post, Harry shared an even more shocking update. He revealed that federal regulators have flagged over 100 UFC fights this year for abnormal betting patterns. That includes 2 additional fighters from last night's UFC Vegas 110 card. He added that things are about to get very ugly, as federal agencies are reportedly preparing to audit fights involving referee Jason Herzog. If true, this would mark one of the most serious scandals in the UFC's history. The integrity of the sport could be called into question, with both fighters and officials possibly being scrutinized. At the moment, neither the UFC nor the FBI has issued an official public statement, but industry insiders suggest that the situation is already developing rapidly behind the scenes, with betting integrity becoming a bigger issue than ever in combat sports. This ongoing investigation could have massive implications for the organization and everyone involved. Move on to another news. Big developments have just surfaced around the lightweight title picture, and things are getting heated. Team Khabib's manager, Ali Abdelaziz, appeared on Submission Radio and absolutely went off on Paddy Pimblett and Ilya. During one of the most revealing interviews in weeks, Ali broke down everything that's been happening behind the scenes, from Justin Gaethje's retirement threats to Islam's next move. For a while, it looked like Justin was the clear frontrunner to face Ilya for the lightweight title, but recently momentum started shifting toward Paddy, and that's when Ali lost his patience. He doubled down hard, saying that if the UFC gives Paddy the title shot over Justin, it would be a complete disaster. According to Ali, Justin has already made it clear, if he's skipped over, he will retire from the UFC for good. Ali didn't hold back, calling the entire situation unfair and disrespectful. He said, "I'm telling you, if Justin gets jumped by Paddy, he's done. He will never fight again in the UFC." Ali then went after Paddy directly, saying, "Listen, Paddy Pimblett's last 3 opponents are 0-3. How can a guy like that be ahead in the rankings, while Justin is sitting right there? This makes no sense." He continued by making it clear that the only fighter he'd accept getting a title shot over Justin is Arman. "If Arman gets the shot, I won't say a word," Ali said. "But anyone else? That would be unfair." He also dismissed talk of Justin chasing multiple weight titles, saying, "Justin just beat Charles Oliveira. He's earned the shot. He's not out here saying he wants to move up or down. He just wants what's fair." When it came to Islam, Ali made it clear that his champion doesn't care who's next. "Islam will fight anybody," he said. "He doesn't care if it's Paddy, Ilya, or anyone else." Islam is built different. Ali then turned his attention to another big fight coming up, Arman versus Dan Hooker. He praised Arman's growth and intensity, saying, "Dan Hooker is a tough guy, but Arman is going to beat the life out of him. I'm not saying this out of disrespect. It's just a different level." Before wrapping up, Ali also dropped a shocking reveal about Magomed Ankalaev. According to him, Magomed didn't spar for 40 days before his rematch with Alex Pereira at UFC 320 because of a rib injury. While many fans doubted it at first, Ali insisted it's true, and that Magomed fought through serious pain. With Ali speaking out so strongly, the lightweight division just got even more dramatic, and it's clear tensions are boiling between Team Khabib, Paddy, and Ilya. Move on to another news. It looks like Jiri Prochazka might be planning something big for his next chapter in the UFC. The former light heavyweight champion still has his eyes on reclaiming the 205-pound belt, but once again he's signaling that a potential move down to middleweight could be in his future. Ever since Jiri's incredible comeback win over Khalil Rountree Jr. at UFC 320, he's been campaigning for another shot at the title. But with the division in flux, Jiri seems open to exploring a new challenge. Recently, Jiri attended the Octagon 79 event in his native Czech Republic, where he was interviewed by Patrick McCory. During their chat, Jiri was asked about his earlier comments regarding a possible drop to 185 pounds. His response caught a lot of attention. "For me to cut to 205 is not a problem," Jiri said. "But to 185 middleweight will be really something. I believe I can make it. I know my body and I believe I can do it. But it depends. First, I really want to bring the light heavyweight title back to the Czech Republic." If you followed Jiri for a while, you'll know this isn't the first time he's mentioned the idea of moving down. Even before his win over Rountree Jr., he told multiple media outlets that middleweight was a division that intrigued him. He explained that the thought of going heavier didn't appeal to him as much as going lighter. "Rather than heavyweight," he said, "I thought I'd try middleweight because of how my metabolism feels right now. With the right diet and adjustments, I could handle the middleweight division. I just need to feel clean and sharp." At the moment, Jiri is tied with Magomed Ankalaev for the #1 contender spot at light heavyweight, which makes his next move even more interesting. He's already faced Alex Pereira twice and came up short both times, but that hasn't stopped fans from speculating about a possible trilogy. However, Pereira's future at 205 remains uncertain. There's been talk that he might move up to heavyweight, leaving the division wide open for new contenders like Carlos Ulberg. Ulberg has been on a tear, riding a 9-fight win streak that includes a devastating knockout over Dominic Reyes. With so many moving pieces in the light heavyweight division, Jiri's potential move to middleweight could shake things up even further. Whether he stays at 205 for one last title run or takes on a brand new challenge at 185, one thing's clear: Jiri Prochazka isn't done chasing greatness. Move on to another news. Charles Oliveira has made it clear his mission to reclaim UFC gold is far from over. Fresh off his dominant submission victory over Mateusz Gamrot at UFC Rio last month, the former lightweight champion has laid out a bold plan for his next chapter inside the octagon. Oliveira, known to fans worldwide as Du Bronx, isn't just looking for any fight. He's targeting one of the biggest names in the sport, Max Holloway, and he wants to do it for the BMF title. During a recent interview on UFC Fight Pass, Oliveira opened up about his ambitions and explained that the BMF belt is only the first step in his journey. "My goal now is to fight for the BMF title against Holloway," he said. "And after I win that title, I'm going to fight for the UFC undisputed title again." The statement sent shockwaves through the MMA community, confirming that the former champ is once again on a collision course with the top of the lightweight division. Oliveira's resurgence has been nothing short of impressive. After a tough loss to Islam, many fans wondered if the Brazilian legend's best days were behind him. But at UFC Rio, he silenced those doubts in style. His submission win over Gamrot was fast, calculated, and vintage du Bronx. It reminded everyone why he once held the belt, and why he's still one of the most dangerous finishers in the game. Now, Oliveira's focus on the BMF title isn't just about the belt itself, it's about legacy. The BMF title, made famous by fighters like Jorge Masvidal and Justin Gaethje, represents heart, grit, and fearlessness. Three qualities Oliveira has in abundance. A matchup with Holloway would be a dream fight for fans, combining two high-paced, all-action styles inside the octagon. But Oliveira isn't stopping there. He made it clear that if he captures the BMF strap, his next goal is to climb right back to the top of the lightweight mountain. He's eyeing a return to championship contention and believes another run at gold is inevitable. "The champion has a name," Oliveira said confidently, "and the champion's name is Charles du Bronx." With his confidence restored, his skills sharper than ever, and his mindset locked in, Oliveira's next chapter could be one of his most exciting yet. Whether it's Holloway for the BMF belt or a future shot at the undisputed title, one thing's for sure. Du Bronx is hungry, and he's not done chasing greatness. Move on to another news. Justin Gaethje's future in the UFC might depend entirely on what happens next in the lightweight title picture. According to his manager Ali Abdelaziz, the BMF champion is dead serious about retiring if he doesn't get the next title shot against Ilya. Speaking on Submission Radio, Ali didn't hold back as he made it clear that Gaethje's words weren't for show. He meant every bit of it. Ali said, "Justin never breaks his word. If he gets jumped by Paddy, he will retire, and he will never fight again in the UFC. I truly believe that." Those are strong words. But coming from someone who's managed some of the sport's biggest stars, it's clear Ali knows just how serious Gaethje is about this situation. Ali went on to explain that Gaethje has earned his shot through hard work, consistency, and loyalty to the promotion. "The UFC is a business," Ali said. "I got nothing against Paddy. He's entertaining, he's funny, and the fans love him. But look at his record. His last three opponents are 0 and 13 in the rankings. Meanwhile, Justin has fought the toughest guys in the world over and over again. He's ahead of Paddy in every way." Ali then questioned why the UFC would even consider giving Paddy a title shot over Gaethje. "Justin keeps giving the UFC favors after favors," he said. "He's taken short-notice fights. He's stepped up when others pulled out, and he's never complained. So what has Paddy done to deserve a title shot over him? If it's based on entertainment, fine, give it to him. But if it's based on merit, it's Justin all day." He went on to clarify that there's only one name that could fairly get the opportunity before Gaethje, and that's Arman. "If Arman gets the title shot, I won't say a word," Ali admitted. "That would be fair. But if anyone else, especially Paddy, gets it, that's completely unfair." Ali's comments add even more pressure to the UFC's matchmaking decisions. Gaethje's fanbase has been vocal about wanting to see him finally get another shot at the undisputed belt after years of wars inside the octagon. And now it seems that if the UFC overlooks him again, it could mean the end of his fighting career. With the lightweight division heating up and stars like Ilya and Arman making big moves, Ali's message was clear. If Justin doesn't get the shot he's earned, he's done, and this time it's not a threat. It's a promise. Move on to another news. Josh Thompson recently broke down the new eye poke rule changes that came in response to the chaos at UFC 321, and he gave a very clear picture of what's about to change. According to Josh, the commissions are now determined to make things fair for everyone. At first, it might feel a little strict for fighters and fans, but over time, the system will settle into something consistent. Here's how it's going to work. The moment a referee sees a fighter's hand open and extended toward their opponent's face, they'll issue an immediate warning. From that point on, if the fighter commits an actual eye poke, it will result in an automatic point deduction. Another eye poke after that? Another point. No exceptions, no discussions. Josh explained that both the UFC and the commissions are serious about enforcing this change, but they also understand that fighters will need some time to adjust. Keeping hands completely closed can affect striking rhythm and defensive parries, so in the early stages, the change might disrupt some fighters' flow. Still, the long-term goal is to make the sport safer while reducing unnecessary fouls that can ruin fights. Josh pointed out a surprising fact, and around 95 to 98% of all eye pokes actually come from just 1 or 2% of fighters. That means a small handful of athletes are responsible for nearly all the incidents inside the cage. Despite this, the commission isn't planning to redesign the gloves yet. Instead, they're focused on adjusting and enforcing the existing rule set. Eye pokes have been a serious issue in MMA for years, but now that a major heavyweight title fight was impacted, officials finally feel pressured to take meaningful action. The new process will be very straightforward. The ref gives a hard warning when a fighter's hands are open, something like, "Hey, watch your hands!" After that, if the fighter still commits an eye poke, it's an instant point deduction. Simple, clear, consistent. Josh questioned why this hasn't been the standard all along. Why were referees constantly giving multiple warnings or judging whether a foul was intentional or unintentional? As he said, a foul is a foul. Whether it's done on purpose or by accident, the outcome is the same. A fighter's vision and performance can be severely compromised. In his view, the major takeaway is that the sport needs fewer warnings and stronger enforcement. Rules are only as good as their application, and without accountability, chaos will always follow. This new approach aims to fix that once and for all.